High Output Management by Andrew S. Grove. This is a book summary. A bustling office, setting comes into view, workers chatting, keyboards, clicking, the hum of productivity. What if I told you that the secret to running $1 billion company is the same as making the perfect breakfast? Yeah, I know it sounds ridiculous. But stay with me. Imagine you're in a tiny, packed diner early in the morning. Orders are flying in. Some customers want scrambled eggs, some want sunny side up, others just want coffee and toast. The kitchen is a chaotic dance of sizzling pans, clanking plates and waiters rushing in and out. Every second counts. If one station is too slow, the entire operation grinds to a halt. Now, replace those eggs and toast with products, services, and people, and boom, you've just described how a company works. This is the core idea behind one of the greatest business books of all time. High Output Management by Andrew Grove, the legendary CEO of Intel. According to Grove, success in business isn't about working harder. It's about knowing exactly where the bottlenecks are, when to step in, and how to create the highest leverage possible. Today, we're breaking down Grove's incredible insights, from how to streamline any business, like a high-performance factory, to how he built Intel into a global tech powerhouse. This isn't just another management book, it's a masterclass in leadership, efficiency, and how to create massive results with the smallest possible effort. So if you're ready to level up your management game, stick around because this is about to get good. Segment 1. Who was Andrew Grove? The relentless architect of Silicon Valley. Before we get into the game-changing management lessons from this book, let's talk about the man behind it. Andrew Grove wasn't just another CEO. He was a survivor, an innovator, and one of the toughest minds in Silicon Valley. Born in 1936 in Budapest, Grove's childhood was marked by hardship. He grew up under Nazi occupation, escaped Soviet oppression, and fled to the US with nothing but ambition and raw intelligence. When he arrived in America, he didn't speak English, but within a few years, he had earned a degree in chemical engineering from the City College of New York, and later a PhD from UC Berkeley. This guy was built different, but his real legacy started at Intel. While others saw semiconductors as just another product, Grove saw the future. He transformed Intel from a struggling memory chip company into the world's dominant microprocessor manufacturer. But here's what made Grove different. He wasn't just a brilliant engineer, he was obsessed with management. He believed that a company's success depended not just on great ideas, but on flawless execution. And that meant managers needed to be as disciplined and systematic as a world-class factory. That sentence right there, it changed the way companies are run. And in the next segment, we're going to break down Grove's most powerful management lessons, starting with how running a business is exactly like running a breakfast factory. Let's go. Segment 2, The Breakfast Factory, Management in a Nutshell. Alright, here's where things get interesting. Andrew Grove starts High Output Management with a deceptively simple yet mind-blowing analogy. Running a business is just like running a breakfast restaurant. Think about it. Customers walk in expecting a perfectly cooked 3-minute egg, toast that's crisp but not burnt, and coffee that's steaming hot, all delivered at the same time. Sounds easy? Think again. This isn't just breakfast, it's a full-blown management crisis. The eggs take longer than the toast. The coffee needs constant refilling. Some customers want extra butter, while others send their orders back. And the worst part? You're managing people, all working at different speeds, with different skill levels, and different attitudes. Some employees are new and need step-by-step guidance. Others are experienced, but get bored easily. Suddenly, you realize you're not just making breakfast, you're managing an entire system of interdependent moving parts. Sound familiar? That's exactly how businesses operate, except instead of eggs and toast, it's products, services, and teams. And if you don't design your processes well, you'll end up with cold coffee, burnt toast, and customers storming at the door. Or in business terms, missed deadlines, frustrated employees, and a company that just can't keep up. Boom! That right there is the foundation of high output management. A manager's job isn't just about working hard. It's about making sure everyone else works effectively. Your output isn't measured by what you do. It's measured by what your team produces. And the best way to do that? One word: leverage. Segment 3. The power of leverage. This is where Andrew Grove drops one of the most powerful ideas in management: leverage. In simple terms, leverage is about making every action you take create the highest possible impact. Think of it this way: if you personally handle every small task in the kitchen, you'll never have time to step back and improve the entire system. But if you train your team to work efficiently, suddenly, the same kitchen can serve twice as many customers without you breaking a sweat. So, what does this look like in the real world? Let's break it down. Low leverage work: micromanaging, answering every email in real time, approving every tiny decision. High leverage work: training your team so they can handle problems without you, setting up systems that prevent fires instead of constantly putting them out, making decisions that improve productivity long-term instead of just getting through the day. Meetings? Only useful if they drive real action. Emails? Keep them short and to the point. One-on-one check-ins? Gold. Why? Because one great conversation can improve someone's work for months. That's leverage. And that's how the best managers operate. So ask yourself, are you constantly busy? Or are you creating real impact? Because if you're running around making breakfast all day, you'll never build the systems that make breakfast run without you. That's the difference between a good manager and a high-output one. Now, let's take this idea a step further. What if I told you that with the right mindset, you could multiply your team's output without working longer hours? It's time to unlock the full potential of managerial leverage. And in the next segment, we're going to show you exactly how it's done. Segment 4. Meetings, decision-making, and planning. A dimly lit boardroom, fluorescent lights humming. Employees sit slouched in their chairs, some checking their phones, others staring blankly at a PowerPoint slide. We've all been there, trapped in a meeting that should have been an email. Endless discussions, no decisions, and everyone walking away more confused than before. Andrew Grove, he hated that, but instead of just complaining about bad meetings, he fixed them. His philosophy? Meetings should only exist for 3 reasons: information sharing, decision-making, and problem-solving. If a meeting doesn't fit into one of these categories, cancel it. At Intel, Grove didn't just tolerate meetings, he made them productive. He introduced the idea that every meeting should have a clear purpose and the right people in the room. Because if a decision needs to be made, but the key decision maker isn't present, that's not a meeting, it's a waste of time. This is where Grove's genius really shines. He believed that decisions shouldn't always come from the top. In fact, the best decisions happen at the lowest level where the necessary expertise exists. Think about it. Should the CEO of a tech company be making every small software update decision? Or should that power go to the engineers closest to the problem? The higher up a decision goes, the slower it gets. That's why Grove built a culture where frontline employees were empowered to act. And when it comes to decision-making, forget gut feelings. Grove was a data guy. He once said, "Today's problem is the result of yesterday's lack of planning." Let that sink in. If you find yourself constantly putting out fires, jumping from crisis to crisis, it's not just bad luck, it's bad planning. Great managers don't react. They anticipate. They see problems before they happen and set up systems to prevent them. That's why strategic planning isn't just a corporate buzzword. It's the difference between struggling to survive and scaling effortlessly. Segment 5. The boss's real job: training and motivation. A locker room. A coach stands in front of a team, hyping them up before a big game. Sweat drips from the players' brows. The energy is intense. What's the job of a manager? If you think it's just about assigning tasks and hitting deadlines, think again. One of the biggest lessons from high-output management is this. If you're a manager, your job isn't just to supervise. Your job is to train and motivate. Period. Grove believed that no one is inherently a bad employee. If someone is underperforming, it's usually for one of 2 reasons: They don't know how to do the job or they don't want to do the job. And guess what? Both of those are your responsibility as a manager. Most companies assume that smart employees will just figure things out on their own. Wrong. Even the best athletes in the world have coaches. Even the most talented professionals need feedback. If you want a high-output team, you don't just throw them into the deep end, you give them the tools to swim. At Intel, training wasn't just an afterthought. It was built into the company's DNA, because every hour spent training an employee is an investment in leverage. A well-trained person will perform better, make fewer mistakes, and help everyone around them succeed. So here's the truth. If you're constantly fixing mistakes, re-explaining things, or micromanaging, the problem isn't your team. The problem is that you haven't trained them well enough. Here's the crazy part. This book was written decades ago, but its lessons are more relevant than ever. In today's world of remote work, AI automation, and fast-moving startups, management isn't about control. It's about systems, it's about training, it's about leverage. Whether you're leading a Fortune 500 company or launching your first side hustle, the lessons in high-output management can transform the way you work. The question is, will you apply them? So, what's the takeaway? Stop focusing on being busy. Focus on being effective. Train your people. Use leverage. And remember, management isn't about you. It's about output. If you want more business and leadership breakdowns like this, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below. What's your biggest management challenge? Let's talk.